We battle without honor or humanity. Tomoyasu Hotei said so.
Or candles in the wind.
There's 3 things I wanted to bring up before we fully started. One is, hey, if you're a YouTube channel member, we have a Discord now. I'm not sure everyone saw the community post I made.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what tone we were going for here. It sounded so somber and like awful. It's like, before we start, I have to say this, guys.
Yeah. It's just we have a members only Discord now. So if you guys want to get in on it, you have to get a Discord account if you don't already have one, and then connect your YouTube account to it. Then it should show up on your list of available servers to join in your connections tab in your settings and whatever. There's a whole article you can look at. But yeah, that's one thing you can do. The other 2 points, I just wanted to bring up some stuff that's pretty significant about the last episode we watched, Rascals, that I feel like we missed.
Okay.
So the actor who plays Picard, young Picard.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the same actor who played Picard's, like, I guess, nephew in Family. It's Robert's kid.
Yeah, it's the kid that Picard called the Highwayman.
Yes. So there's that. That's actually pretty good casting that they decided to.
Yeah, good callback to get that kid.
Bring it back for that role. The other is something a bunch of fans have pointed out. So when they came back, they all came back in their clothes, right? And they even were oversized and all that, right?
Yeah.
So Picard has an artificial heart. So wouldn't he have come back and his chest just exploded because his tiny baby chest is too small to hold the adult artificial heart?
Well, I mean, clipping off the puberty bits of their DNA also affected their clothes. So why wouldn't it also affect artificial hearts?
It didn't affect their clothes. They came back with like their regular clothes.
They did not.
No, they have regular clothes.
Not. They came in form-fitting fucking outfits, dude.
But their sleeves are too long. Look at Picard's.
Yeah, but the rest fit perfectly. Fine.
Yeah, look at Guinan's hat. You wouldn't have been able to see her face.
Well, that's. I think that is also future.
I call bullshit.
Future clothing bullshit.
Nah, you're pulling bullshit now.
Yeah,
no, you're picking and choosing things now.
You know what, dude? I'm out of this podcast, dude. I'm off.
Okay, I mean, yes, good catch on the heart. That is a detail that should be noticed. But yeah, that like fine. Good catch, fans.
Fans.
Think you're so freaking smart.
You can't think too deeply.
I mean, to be fair, we thought this deeply about it before with many other episodes.
Well, maybe we shouldn't.
We should just stop thinking about.
Why are we even doing this?
but like, I am saying that like I do actually believe that the costumes like changed with them. So like that is my explanation for the heart.
But then why was some of their sleeves too long, and then later they gave them the right size clothes? It was clearly.
I'm gonna stop this podcast briefly to go back to the episode. Go fucking look, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because if you see the part where they teleported in, their fucking sleeves are too long, and then it's when they cut away.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that I want to call bullshit on that.
Oh.
I think that you're wrong, dude, and that they're form fitting. They just forgot to hit the button. You know how like when Marty McFly has that jacket in part 2?
Yeah, the jacket.
He just hits it, and then it kind of just like the sleeves like suck up. But the whole jacket doesn't get smaller; just the sleeves. The sleeves are too long.
Yeah, well, that's the part they could rig up correctly.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing happened here, dude.
While Dan is looking at the episode, I want to take a moment to give a shout out to the Discord, the members only Discord, and how much fun it's been so far. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We loved chatting with you guys during the day, in the middle of the night, middle of the afternoon, whatever it may be, whenever we get a moment to send fun things through. So become a member. Join in on the fun.
Yeah, it's been fun.
The only person with visibly too long sleeves is Ro.
So, yeah, so they're trying to make an effort to be like, hey, their clothes didn't change with them. They're trying to make some effort.
I don't know, dude.
And like Keiko, you can kind of like your shoulders are really puffed up, So it's like, the sleeves were tucked in so that she could hold the thing.
All right, fine, I'll give it to you.
I'm not saying it was done well. I'm just saying that seems to be their intent.
All right, file this under another nitpick we can't explain away.
Well, speaking of lots of things we could nitpick, we watched a Fistful of Datas this week.
Ricardo, this one's for you.
Yeah. Oh, this
is your episode.
This is the prequel to your
no,
favorite
this is
show.
Brent Spiner's episode.
No, I meant more like the Deadwood stuff.
I mean, it uses the same set. It's Universal Studios.
Yeah, well, no, they built a set for
for Deadwood. They built the whole thing. Yeah. But it's funny because you just said it's Brent Spiner's show because Michael Dorn apparently yelled at Deanna Troi, Marina Sirtis on set, and said, "Hey, stop being funnier than me. It's my episode."
Really?
Yeah,
it's definitely Data's episode.
I'm willing to bet that was in jest.
It was in jest. Because there was a scene where she first shows up as the stranger. Apparently, the first few takes, she was attempting to blow smoke rings. And he was like, "Hey, stop that. It's my show."
Oh, that would have been fun. But I can agree with you. I think it's definitely a Worf and Data.
I mean, it's called a Fistful of Datas.
Yeah, I mean, look at the title of the episode. How can you see that title and say, yeah, it's a Worf episode? Well, I mean, yes, it is, but
And hey, to an extent, his son, Alexander, who we get to know on a level I've never known. I kind of like him.
I mean, the original title for the episode, I think it was actually a play on The Good and Bad and the Worf. That's what it was called. Oh, the Klingon. The Good and the Bad and the Klingon. So that was the original title. So originally, I think it was...
So they didn't want to imply that he was ugly?
No.
I guess not, yeah. Although, a lot of people have been like, "Oh, look at that guy."
I mean, then why not just call it a Fistful of Klingons?
Yeah.
Well, there's only one Klingon, but there's lots of Datas.
True. There's two Klingons. What are you talking about? There's two Klingons. The sun is a Klingon
that's
as well.
True.
Yeah. A whole fistful of two Klingons.
Yeah.
Worf did get called ugly.
That's like true. A whole grip of Klingons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a Fistful of Datas. This was an episode that first aired on.
I kept waiting for somebody to call him a cocksucker because he's in Deadwood.
Oh my gosh!
Someone they just start cursing really, really profanely. Yeah. This motherfucking
listen, you Yankton cocksucker.
That would have been great.
Yeah, it's funny because the first bar he goes up to, Sarah and I both were like, "Hey, that kind of looks like the bar in Deadwood." It's got a whole thing behind it and everything. But a Fistful.
I think a lot of Westworld was shot on the same stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Universal Western lot has been used for many a movie and many a show.
Yeah, it's just called Western Town.
Yeah, Western Town.
Quick note, you guys should all check out our other podcast, Would You Stay Tuned, our Deadwood episode.
Oh, yeah, we did record one on that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We have a whole podcast on Deadwood. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's not don't watch it.
Check it out.
No.
Like Chicken on the Grill.
Chicken on the Grill. I thought this episode was fun, but stupid.
Well, this episode aired on November 7th of 1992. Dan, let's go around the sun. Let's do it.
Dude.
All right. So it's only been 5 days since the last air date.
Whoa, it's not even been a week.
Yeah. So I think they changed the air weekday at this point.
They're getting ready for DS9. That's why.
I believe that's probably the thing. I didn't actually look into it though.
Should have been called DS69.
Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
11/3, November 3rd. There's only one big piece of news that happened within the 5-day gap, and that is on November 3rd, Bill Clinton was officially elected president of the United States so that we can continue twirling towards freedom.
And then nothing bad ever happened to this presidency.
Ever again.
Yes.
What was his famous line? I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I put it into my mouth, but I did not inhale.
Yeah.
No, isn't that Barack? No, that's not Barack.
No, that was Bill Clinton.
That's racist, dude.
Just because he's black, Sarah?
He smokes weed? God damn it, Sarah. I can't take you anywhere, dude.
Because I swear
so racist, dude.
Okay, maybe he actually did.
Black, he smokes weed?
No, because he said he smoked pot before, but I don't remember if it was like...
Cancel her. Cancel Sarah.
Don't cancel cancel me, please. I swear.
I think he might have been the first to admit, just like, I smoked weed, whatever, you know.
He was the first one brave enough to admit he played the saxophone.
Yeah, and he said 2 in the gooch and 1 in the stooch. I don't know. We still don't know what that means.
That was a direct quote.
Well, they said, did you have sexual relations? And he's like, 2 in the gooch and 1 in the stooch.
And scholars are debating to this day.
Yeah. They're like, but what is it? Yes or no? And he's like, that's all I'll say. And he says that's my presidential immunity.
That's
Goodbye.
why they couldn't impeach him. That's why they couldn't do the full prosecution, because they were like, well,
gosh.
that could mean anything.
Yeah. He's the gooch doesn't fit. You must acquit.
I'm like, sir, what are you talking about? We're so confused. Oh my god!
Speaking of which, OJ just died.
Oh yeah, how about that?
He did, and Bronco sales have gone through the roof.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I just feel like
Why did that hit you?
That would have been amazing.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. I've been seeing a lot of Broncos.
Your sister just recently bought a Bronco.
My sister did just recently buy a Bronco, so maybe this is true.
Because of what we were just talking about, every time you start saying Bronco, I think you're about to say Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Bronco Obama.
Barack Obama.
Our highest of presidents, Barack Obama.
Oh my god.
Okay, moving on. The next thing, the second thing, and the last thing. Rage Against the Machine released their self-titled first album featuring Killing in the Name of. You know, back before they got all political.
Yeah.
That is always the funniest thing when people are like, fuck them. They used to be cool. Their name is Rage Against the Machine.
Also, my favorite thing is when people on like Twitter or something, they're like, just stick to music, dude. You guys don't know anything about politics. And then Tom Morello's like, well, I went to Harvard and I have a degree in political science.
So
oops.
From Harvard.
Yeah.
So
stick to what you know.
Like Rage.
Yeah.
I mean, this is funny because this is something that happened in high school. A lot of people I knew got kind of into Rage and random artists because of The Matrix. So at the end it plays Wake Up, you know, and people are like, oh, it's cool. And they get into Rage. And I remember back in high school when people were sort of like soft Republicans, they'd be like, hey, I just listened to the rest of their catalog. They're super political. Why would they put that in The Matrix? I'm like, it's The Matrix. What are you talking about?
What? There were no machines in The Matrix to rage against.
Oh my
There's
God.
so much to be said about The Matrix too. Yeah. Yeah.
What movie were they watching?
Yeah, I don't know what they were watching.
Yeah,
it was about rabbits and...
Yeah, they're not fighting clear analogs for the government.
Smith was right, though.
Yeah, dude. Humans do smell.
I mean, it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
the human body is disgusting.
Oh yeah,
He's
absolutely.
He's totally right to hate us.
Terrible device.
Humans are gross.
Are you a new listener? And not? I want to say this: if you're not cool like our members on Discord, and you're a new listener, hey, welcome. But if you were easily offended, right now's the time to bail out, dude, because I'm going to make a horrible joke about God. But
leave now.
No, but here's the real spiel I do every couple episodes. Look, you can turn this off.
Yeah.
Keep listening.
Or just walk away. Leave it. Let it keep playing.
Say your friend's listening to this. You can just walk away, dude. You can just walk away, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, like this isn't really a podcast. It's actually Glenn Miller going. Oh
yeah, dude.
It's been a hot minute since we had a Glenn Miller reference.
Glenn Miller probably did heroin. I imagine that in my head.
Did you, Sarah, or Dan? Did you reach the part because we were watching Fallout? I think you're watching Fallout, right?
I've only seen 2 episodes so far. So
okay, so you haven't reached the Glenn Miller reference yet.
Well, now I will not be surprised.
Yeah, dude. Spoiler
Thanks for
alert.
ruining it. Jeez.
God damn it.
But it's in a random
Marvin,
way. Yeah.
First you spoil Star Trek, and now, goddamn Glenn Miller, dude. What's next, dude? What happened during the Titanic movie?
Oh yeah.
Damn it.
I totally killed the mood for In the Mood.
Damn it, all to hell, dude.
Damn. This week, ExpressVPN is our sponsor as always. Might as well go straight into it. ExpressVPN is really cool. They're super fast, like the name would suggest, as a VPN, but they're also super secure. And you should always be using a VPN if you want to have a healthy relationship with internet security. It won't protect you from everything, but it's a good part of your internet security suite.
It'll protect you from the things that'll kill you. That's the most. And that's what's important.
Yes, ExpressVPN can prevent death.
Yeah. If you just turn on ExpressVPN, go outside, you're good.
Yeah, just do whatever. Just start driving down the wrong side of the road. Whatever.
On
Yeah,
Minecraft.
it's like a one-man The Purge.
But yeah, it's super accessible. It's available on 3,000 plus servers in 160 locations spanning 105 countries. Works on pretty much every device you can think of. If your device has an app for it, and it actually works with streaming services that tend to block VPNs. And you can use it on up to 8 devices. And it comes with an ad blocker and a keys password manager. So here's the thing. If you want to try it, you can head over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they'll give you 3 months for free. It's 49% savings. But it is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can just try it out for a month, see if you like it. If you don't, you can just stop it and get your money back. So again, it's expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they'll give you 3 months for free. And this week, let's go back to Extra. It's been a hot minute since we talked about Extra. You know, because Extra is cool.
They haven't come out their Dickskin wallet yet, dude.
I mean, it's a lot of there's a lot of red tape to work on.
You think there's a bunch of
product.
fucking Dutch engineers working back there?
There's a lot of red tape and a lot of red skin.
Yeah, they're like the U.S. The U.S. There's a lot of red tape with the U.S. What congressman could we pay off? And they're like, we tried that turtle, but he won't budge.
It's why they had that.
Said he has enough skin.
It's why they had that partnership with Google to try to like figure out like, can you lobby for us so that we can import some of these skins?
we have a bunch of turtle food to give you.
So if you don't know, Extra, they make nice, small, compact wallets primarily, but you know they also do other things. They have their cool new Grid backpack series. The newest one is the Grid duffel backpack, nice and big. And they've also had a little additional accessory update for their little wallets because their wallets are known for having the quick access buttons, which are really cool. Their RFID blocking and all that. But now they used to have tracking. They still have tracking cards in them. But now they've been upgraded so that they work with Apple's Find My network. So if you ever lost, you know how like people were like, oh, I'll put like an Apple tag, or was that what they're called? An Apple tag?
It's called an AirTag, Marvin.
AirTag.
You sound like a fool, dude. You don't know nothing about Apple, dude. God damn it, dude.
They put an AirTag in like their luggage and they're like, hey, my luggage got lost. Where they said, oh, it's probably still on the plane, and they track their tag, and it turns out an employee was taking it to their house.
Yeah, dude.
So you could do that with your wallet now because it'll use the whole Find My network that's there.
What's cool is, let me tell you about the Find My wallet thing, is that a lot more people in the US have iPhones than they do Android phones.
Actually, it's not a lot more. It's closer.
But it's more, right?
It is technically more.
Okay,
yeah, but a lot would be saying a lot more. Yeah.
So
they've been losing market share.
Technically, like if your wallet is lost somewhere and you have that thing on and it's on the Apple tracking system, you're more likely to find it, you know, than if you weren't on an Apple device.
Is that how it works? I thought the Find My network uses Wi-Fi in general.
It uses like iPhones in general.
Okay, so I thought it was using like public Wi-Fi and all that too. It's not.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
I don't think so because also because it tracks your like there's like a weird privacy thing, and also like I'm not sure they spy on us, but it's fine. Because if you have an AirTag that's not yours and it's been following you for more than like a certain like amount of time, it'll ping you and say, hey, careful.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because that way they're trying to prevent like stalking.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah,
a stalker's delight.
Oh yeah, or like they think they're Batman and they're gonna put a little tracker on.
Yeah, what's cool too is like if I find your wallet and I don't know it's yours, I just find a wallet and it has like AirTag capabilities. I can just open up my iPhone and say, hey, I found this AirTag wallet or whatever.
Oh,
like ping neat. The person, and then it'll ping the owner, and then like I could get it.
You have to be a nice person to do that.
Yeah, well, just a regular person. Yeah,
a normal person.
Yeah, like a non-piece of shit person.
Yeah,
however, that is a regular person, Ricardo.
Well, I guess so. Well, no, a piece of shit people.
I'm sorry. I meant a piece of shit is a regular person.
Oh yeah.
Wow, Dan, you were very positive for him.
Yeah. We're really angry today. I wonder what happened. What happened today?
So yeah, you can head on over to ekster.com. That's ekster.com. And when you not sign out, when you check out, that's the term. You check out, you can use offer code Newbie and you get an additional discount off of any order site wide. I just say additional because the amount of the discount will change depending on whatever sales they have. It all stacks on top of that sale. That's the sale. So, it's a pretty good deal.
If the sale is not stale, it shall be acquitted.
And, there's a lot of free returns within 100 days of receiving your order, free shipping on any order over $50 or more. There's at least a 12-month warranty in all products. I think Grid products have even longer than that. And so again, head on over to ekster.com. That's ekster.com and use offer code Newbie, Newbie, for an additional discount off of any order site-wide. It stacks with ongoing sales.
You know what? I hope there's a guy who has to randomly listen to podcasts and sponsorship stuff, and he works for Ekster, and
we've had to link it to them before.
Really,
time code,
and they're like, well, they didn't mention the wallet. I'll say that, and then they went on a 10-minute rant about another sponsor and how much. But then they came
not
back
even the
to
first
it.
time.
Yeah. And they keep claiming we have dick skin wallets.
Yeah.
And then they get mad at us for not having dick skin wallets.
Yeah. They're saying we're gatekeeping the dick skin wallets.
Who isn't a gatekeeper?
Ricardo, could you please tell us what happened in this episode?
She welcomes everyone.
Sometimes I feel like she enunciates more than others. But I know it's the same recording, but sometimes I feel like she's...
That's funny. It feels like a different reading to you.
Yeah. I'm like,
I secretly had her record it 20 times. And I've been rotating.
Mm-hmm. But it's just slightly different. Just enough to drive me crazy. This episode was fun. They're gonna meet the ship called the Bleeko, named after one of the Marx brothers. Miko Bleeko.
Is that what it's named after?
No, dude, but it sounds like it, doesn't it?
Okay, I was like,
okay. I am barely aware of what is supposed to be happening outside of the Western world.
You say that it was actually named for a person. It turns out it was named for a Stephen Biko, who's a South African civil rights activist.
No, I don't want to know about him. Not funny now.
Is that for real?
Yeah, it's real. Yeah. So they named the ship after him. Yeah,
that's an interesting reference to have on a show like this.
Yeah, it's let's have a South African civil rights activist reference in our parody of spaghetti westerns.
They should have named it after Groucho. We're waiting to rendezvous with the Groucho. They should have called
it the Morricone. Or the Leone or something,
the Sergio.
Yeah. The Sergio. The USS Sergio. That works.
The USS Minnow Johnson.
Having a rendezvous with the ecstasy of gold.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. This is one of the storylines I fucking hate, dude. I hate Picard's stupid fucking mixtape storyline where he's trying to drop a mixtape.
Okay, this trope.
Yeah, I fucking hate it, dude. He sucks at the flute. He's trying his best. I don't like it, dude. I want him to quit it and just be done with it.
Hey, his SoundCloud's about to take off. You shut up.
Yeah, and he's clearly proud of that flute. He added a little additional tassel to it.
He's been tweeting every week, big things coming.
Yeah, big things coming.
Literally tweeting.
Yeah, that tassel just seems to be getting in the way, honestly.
Yeah, and then here's the thing. Here's the thing that bugs me about this episode. They get a lot of things right about the future, right? iPads, bunch of stuff right. They couldn't get fucking Slack. You know what I mean, right? Where he just puts himself as do not disturb.
Busy playing the flute.
Everyone else is having fun and having a time. He should say only on fucking official business only, dude. Don't bug me with your shit. I'm dropping a mixtape. I tweeted that this was a week and I have to finish it this week.
My fans are waiting.
Yeah, I already bought a fucking Hellcat.
There should be some type of away message on the comm badge, I'm busy playing someone's flute.
It should be a classic hotel do not disturb placard taped to his sliding door.
Yeah. And so people keep coming in, dude. First it's Geordi and fucking Data, and Geordi's trying to grow a fucking beard, dude.
Also, well, I just realized they don't need to come in person to ask him these questions.
They could just radio him. Yeah.
Just doing the comm badge. So
or FaceTime him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's wearing a black. What does the black uniform mean? Like black.
So
part.
that's the outfit he wears when he's usually wearing the jacket. That's just what's underneath the jacket.
Oh,
so he's just not wearing the jacket.
Because I was like, damn, I kind of like the black.
It does
like
look
the black.
I mean, it's.
I think a lot of the comics just use that outfit.
Gray.
Yeah.
I've seen comic drawings with him in that outfit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never seen him.
I think this is alter ego.
Oh. Jean-Luc Pickard.
No, two pick. It's like Tupac, but two pick.
No, it's Jean-Luc Packard from the UK.
Jean-Luc Packard.
Actually from the UK.
It's the Pac-Man.
French accent.
So I hate the storyline. I don't care for it. I wish they would have done something else. But like they keep disturbing him, and all he wants to do is fucking play the flute. And first Geordi with his fake ass beard shows up, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna run some tests," and they're like, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do," and he's like, "What?" He's like, "We're gonna plug in data to the fucking ship." Something we've never done.
What could go wrong?
It is something you suggested yourself, though.
I did suggest it, dude.
And they have done it before, but for emergencies. Like when during disaster, when they got hit by the quantum filament and they had to like refix things, the Data's head was connected to the ship computer.
It's true.
And they had to do a bunch of stuff like that.
And then Beverly shows up with her stupid fucking play, dude. And another storyline I fucking hate, dude.
This is what they do. This is a redo of A Data's Day. They're all doing their little side recreational projects again.
Yeah, and it's fine. I
mean, as much as you hate it, it's barely in the episode.
I know. But here's what I hate about hating something.
Hate.
And what do you hate about that?
Let me tell you what I hate about hate. That I hate Beverly so much. Because everything she does just bugs me, you know? And I hate that about myself. But that happens like when people in real life. Like I meet
you know what? I get that.
And I don't like them. And I'm like, even if they're doing something nice, I'm like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you for helping that elderly lady cross the street.
It's like when someone does something that you realize is annoying you, but it's something that is completely innocuous. But like, it would be really crazy of you to like, say something about it, you feel, but it gets worse and worse.
Like a pet peeve?
Yeah, and then eventually it becomes like an outburst and becomes way more of a big deal than you meant it to be.
I don't know if we've ever discussed this. What are some of your pet peeves?
Everything is a pet peeve. Seriously. Well, if I had to put a finger on it, I have like mild obsessive compulsive tendencies, and things bug me a lot. In what way? And like what? Like my house may be a mess, but like I obsessively clean my keyboard and my mouse like 5 times a day. With like I literally have the cleaner here because I'll like spray it and fucking clean it and then clean it, and then same thing with my Xbox remote. In fact, so much so that I bought my
it's not a separate one.
Child a separate one.
Yeah.
So he won't touch my controller. And I noticed that even like the things like I don't really get upset at my kid.
Your vinyls with your
well that too. I get really upset. I don't really get upset at my kid for like things that bother me are things that are linked to my obsession. That I'm like, oh, don't do that because I'm obsessive about that.
So is it more of like a cleaning thing, or is it also
not even that? It's like a lot of things. So many different things. So many different things. So I understand like everything bothers me.
That's so interesting. I don't know what my pet peeves would be. I think. I know. I mean, I think when people. Like, I guess around cleaning too, like clothes on the floor or like certain things drive me nuts. But a pet peeve in terms of like a person's behavior, like at work or something.
I think for me, like it always becomes like a certain sound that I associate with with something.
You bring up that. So I don't know if Ricardo would know directly who I'm talking about, but there was a coworker.
Me, I cough a lot.
That was not you. No. This is a coworker whose name I will not mention, just because I do not want to put them on blast. But
I'll name them.
I remember during lunch, like I would tend to stay in the bay working on stuff.
Michael Bay.
And they would be eating in the bay, and they would eat so loudly with their mouth open that I could hear it through my headphones, and I'd be like, "Whoa!" and I
think I know what you're talking about.
and then it like doubly bothered me when after they finished eating, they had like a full cup of like juice or coffee or something, and they would just dump all the liquid into the trash can. I'd be like, why would you do that?
Okay, dumping liquid,
That's
like
terrible.
excessive amounts of liquid in the trash can, definitely like, come on, man.
I was
don't
like,
do
why would you do that? That's so bad.
No,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
So at work, like I try to not care about that type of stuff, but it was loud enough that I could hear it through my headphones.
Yeah, chewing with your mouth open, I think that's an obvious pet peeve.
So,
I'll name a working pet peeve, and I'll fucking name the person, dude. So I've said it to his face a million times, dude. and even when he left, I still said it to his face. There's this goddamn bastard, and he's listening. You know who you are, Ryan. Who would put vinegar in his goddamn salads, dude?
oh, the vinegar, yeah,
And it would
the
stink
vinegar
up
syndrome.
the fucking room, dude.
Yeah.
Ew, no.
And he would do it every single fucking day.
Because he wanted to use vinaigrettes, but not dressing, but he added extra vinegar into the
Yeah.
vinaigrettes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it just stunk like vinegar, dude. I still have flashbacks. Every time I see this person, I go, fuck you, fuck your vinegar, dude.
Like, I feel like everything that you guys have like mentioned or described so far is worse than the sorts of things I like began my explanation with. It's the sort of stuff that's so minor that you literally can't bring it up unless you look crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you look crazy by bringing it
the
up.
mechanical keyboard, that was one of my pet peeves.
Even
I'm very
that-
sensitive
even
to
that's worse.
noise. I'm very sensitive to noise. So any kind of like really loud noise or
Yeah.
anything like that, it's
You would have hated working with Marvin in the same room as Marvin. Well,
yeah, I can't.
Marvin, I don't know how Marvin. I guess Marvin at one point moved out of our bay, but
Mm.
we were loud. Not only were we loud, but we would get into not Marvin and I, but another coworker.
The room in general was quite rowdy.
A lot of yelling.
We had Nerf guns.
Oh my God.
So I mean, it's not gonna be a quiet bay to work in.
No.
But I think just to get back to Beverly, I think a lot of fans often ask us, okay, yeah, we get it, but why do you hate Beverly so much? And it's not like, I think me personally, at least, it's less that I hate Beverly a lot. I think it's more that I find her way less interesting than Pulaski. And we had Pulaski for a while, and then Pulaski was forced out. And part of it, I think, also gets to me more in that the actor, Dana Muldaur, was kind of bullied off the show. And I feel that's kind of shitty.
And I feel because it's the actor who plays Beverly's fault.
No, it wasn't her fault.
I blame her squarely. I blame her.
Because, oh my God, why can't I remember? Gates McFadden. So she actually originally left the show because there was allegations of her being harassed on set by members of the producing team. So that's why she wanted to leave. And it ended up being Patrick Stewart who sort of vouched for her to come back. And then she came back and she felt better about it. But because of that, a lot of the production team seemed to have bullied Diana Muldaur about it because she was like the replacement. So it was an overall shitty situation.
I don't know about bullying, but like, acting cliquish and standoffish. Yeah, and like she was the outsider because
that's a type of bullying to me. That's because you're supposed to have a working rapport on set. If you're intentionally excluding someone from everything, that can come off.
Here's the thing. I like to bully people equally.
You're an equal opportunity bully.
Equal opportunity bullier.
It's just that when you say bullied off, like you think of more aggressive actions than that.
Yeah.
But like it did cause her to like want to leave and never come back. And when fans would ask Diana Muldaur, like, would you ever come back to Star Trek? It's like, no, absolutely not. Like she has no love for the show anymore. Also, us, or at least for me, hating Beverly's it's a bit. It's a bit.
For me, it's not a bit. Like I said, I hate her. For me, really, it's Pulaski. Because she showed us how competent a doctor on the Enterprise could be, and how it could be. She was inquisitive. She really changed. Like she hated Data, and then like it really she really changed.
There was a character progression with this.
And like
Pulaski,
she didn't kill her fucking patients. She wasn't a deadbeat mom. She wasn't a deadbeat mom.
I think part of it also is that Beverly Crusher, primarily as a character, outside of being just ship doctor, she has two character points, like roles to play. One is that she's Wesley's mom. Well, Wesley's gone now. And also, even while Wesley was there, she didn't necessarily do a lot of mom things with him. They just had a few scenes, really.
Yeah.
And the other is supposed to be Picard's will they, won't they love interest, but they never pursue that really outside of maybe the first season. So it's sort of like this, like, she doesn't do anything as a result. She just sort of exists. In some episodes, they sort of write her as like the voice of reason, but you could write that for any character.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of why she comes off as so bland, the character, because it's just like she doesn't really have anything to do. It's kind of the same thing that's sort of happened to Deanna. It's just that like Deanna is supposed to be the ship counselor thing. She doesn't really get to have much to do unless they give her something fun, like in this episode, where she gets to, do cowboy stuff. But
or when they say you're wrong, you're so wrong.
But they're actual like core characters. It's almost like they didn't know how to write female characters.
Yeah.
And because Worf's got a lot going on,
but
Picard's got a lot going on.
Pulaski was well written, dude.
Well, I think the Pulaski, yes, had a lot going on for her as a character, which was a shame why they then just completely removed her.
Yeah. Then she went to make Rosemary's Baby.
Isn't this episode about Worf?
But how much of a shitty dad he is?
Oh my God, yeah.
I love how when Worf goes to Picard, he's like, you should go, like do something that spend time on your own self and stuff like that. And Worf's like, are you saying I should spend time with my son, sir? And Picard's like, oh shit, right, you have a son. Oh Jesus, yeah, go spend time with him.
Worf is trying to come up with random shit in order to like not hang out with his son, which is
it's actually worse than that. Yeah, it's that Worf knows his son really wants to spend time with him on the holodeck, and he's asking Picard to give him busy work so he doesn't have to do that.
It's not even like it's like a response to Alexander asking.
He really hates spending time with his son.
To spend time with him. Mean.
Though it does say something about work. I mean, look, there's two things that it says. Like, he hates being a dad, but also that he's like he has to be honorable to his core because he refuses to just say or just lie and go, I'm busy. And
he
then
needs he needs to actually have
he
work.
Needs to be actually busy, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna run some security tests, and he's like, no, just go fucking chill out, dude.
Yeah, and it's only because Picard ordered him to relax and relieved him of duty. That's why.
So he goes back to the room and what's his name? Timmy?
Alexander.
Yeah. Alexander's like, hey, is it happening? What's the deal, dude? And he's like, no, we can do it.
He's playing on his big ass Game Boy.
Yeah, big ass Game Boy. And he's like, yeah, well, we can do it. And so they go on a holodeck mission, and they go into the Wild West.
Mm-hmm. And the Ancient West. They keep calling it the Ancient West.
He calls it specifically, they call it Deadwood, right?
Very specifically, we're in Deadwood. Yeah,
that's true. It's true.
Yeah.
There was two options. There was Deadwood and the Wild Wild West from the movie Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
Yeah, the entire Wild Wild West.
Yeah, and they're like, we don't want to fight giant spiders, so let's not go there.
Or Wishbone.
Or Wishbone, yes.
It's the Wild Wild West. And so they go to the Wild West, and they're sheriffs. Worf is a sheriff, and Alexander's a deputy. And
it's kind of cute that he wants his dad to be the sheriff so that he can be his deputy. That's kind of cute.
Did I get that right? That he wrote the program with
he wrote it with Barkley.
Barkley Rob, yeah.
And Barkley was looking out for Worf.
Yeah.
he put in a lot of words.
Barkley's like, we're gonna get your dad laid.
Yeah. Eventually, it started to feel like everyone was in cahoots to get Worf laid.
Yeah.
Because Deanna's like, why don't you fuck the bar lady?
Come on, man. Yeah.
So that's funny because apparently in the original version of the script, Alexander was constantly actually trying to get Worf to get together with Deanna in the simulation.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Because Deanna's character was originally written as, I forget, it was either the barmaid character or one of the ladies of the night. I think it was one of the ladies of the night, actually. That was originally what it's way more fun that she was rewritten to be the stranger.
You shouldn't say that, dude. They're called sex workers, dude.
Well, they literally put it in the credit "Lady of the Night," I believe. So
They were wrong.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I just want to say I love the costuming in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
All
Yeah,
the
it's
Western
super
outfits.
fun.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I think Deanna looks really cute.
They
Yeah,
did
Deanna's
such a
outfit's
good
great.
job.
Yeah.
I think Worf looks good too. And Alexander.
It's funny because I was gonna say I wasn't a big fan of the costumes.
Well,
What?
you like your Deadwood
Why?
super grimy.
I want my-
Yeah, you want
sweat
gritty, realistic.
stains.
Yes,
Like
I hate-
nothing colorful.
Oh, these are very
Everything
clean.
needs to be brown.
These are very, very clean looking
And
Western
white.
outfits.
I understand
though.
that. No, I like color. I understood there's color in the Wild West.
It's just very clean.
But everything was dusty. Everything was
Yeah.
dusty and everything was dirty. Like I hate when people like are walking like they're walking into the saloon and their boots are like brand new and you're like, "Ah,
or
they would
their
be so
shirts
muddy."
are like really crisp and clean,
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
we're in the
They just
Wild
tied their
West.
scarf together.
Yeah.
It's like super well put
Yeah,
together.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
Well,
costumes
that's more
do look
makeup than
very
wardrobe, then, eh?
perfect. That would be wardrobe
That'd
too.
be wardrobe too, yeah.
sure.
Wardrobe does
Oh,
distressing.
yeah, that's treating the clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is really, really clean. Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's a classic Hollywood complaint about the way they portray westerns.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
lot
it's-
of the time.
yeah.
I mean, like Ricardo had said during our Deadwood discussion, like if you look at a John Ford movie, they all look quite
immaculate.
quite neat in their
Yeah.
outfits in those old westerns.
That's why I don't like any John Wayne westerns.
Well, I mean, is it
Aside from the fact that he
clothing?
was a fucking racist piece of shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Uh,
it's probably more because of John Wayne than the clothing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, so
it's unfortunate because some of the best westerns just happen to have John Wayne in them. But
I don't know, dude. I would disagree.
Well, what would you? Okay, so
The best westerns?
I say some of the best westerns do, like The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. It's based on. I wouldn't say The Search. So I think The Searchers is a little overrated. Everyone keeps saying it's John Ford's best. I think it's fine, honestly. I think it's pretty unbalanced as a movie overall. But like Man Who Shot Liberty Valance is very good, but it's entirely hinged on John Wayne's character being like the ultimate good guy, essentially. So it's a little bit of cognitive dissonance.
To me, the best western ever made, hands down,
Mhm.
Five Goes West.
Somewhere out there.
No. The best western is
Good old American Tale.
now the best western to me is Once Upon a Time in the West.
The best Western.
Yeah, best western in. It just like there's so like I just rewatched it because like there's the new version came out, right? Like the new 4K or whatever.
Mm.
And I rewatched it and I'm like, God damn it. Like it like just like there's one shot. There's one shot, if you could find it, you probably find it on YouTube. The bad guy just kills like a little girl, the dad, and his son.
Mhm.
And you hear it before you see it. And you hear footsteps, tuck, 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 like a kid running through the house. And then it cuts to the kid running through the house, going to see who what were the shots. And it like tracks him, and then it stops. And the way he just framed, like the door's framed, his silhouette.
Mm.
And I think it's like every shot is like beautiful and cinematic and
I haven't seen that movie in a hot
dirty.
minute. I should probably
yeah.
take a
And
look at it.
I like that everybody's sweaty. Like there's no AC. It's the desert.
Mm.
Everybody should be sweaty.
Mhm.
Everybody on a fucking stupid John Wayne movie.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're nice and cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be filthy.
This is extremely tangential, but how do you like Atomic Blonde?
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, the movie.
You swerved Ricardo's.
I really liked it. Why?
Just because the fight scenes in that movie are like raw, like everyone's
Yeah.
getting tired and sweaty and like
Yes, yeah.
shitty over time, and that's the kind of movie it is.
I'll tell you since you went on this tangent that my favorite part is like after that first opening fight scene with her that you see like she's literally bleeding everywhere and she like gets in the bath and it's like all red. You know what I mean? Because she's bled everywhere and like her face is fucked up. She has ice that she's icing. Like you see, like I do love Atomic Blonde. Now that you bring it up.
All right.
Well-
just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
Well, quickly on the general point of Western. So it's obviously a Western
Yes.
homage parody episode. So this is the first screenplay submitted by Robert Hewitt Wolfe. He's a professional writer in general. It's the first one that he submitted for Star Trek, but it was rewritten by Brandon Braga and then it was directed by Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah, Patrick Stewart directed.
What?
Yeah.
I missed that in the credits.
Yeah, so
He did a great job.
So apparently everyone was competing really hard to direct this one because everyone wanted to direct the Western episode. But for whatever reason, it rotated and it landed in Patrick Stewart's lap, and Patrick was super happy. Problem.
That's probably why he's not in this episode a lot.
He hasn't been a lot in this season a lot, if you've noticed.
Yeah, I have
he's
noticed.
barely been in it. So there was two issues. Both Brandon Braga and Patrick Stewart were actually not that familiar with Westerns. So when Brandon Braga was asked to rewrite the episode, he was like, oh shit, I guess I should watch some Westerns. So then he started watching a lot of the old classics. He actually started falling in love with the genre. So when he rewrote it, he brought in a lot of the stuff. Patrick Stewart was also fairly unfamiliar with Westerns, primarily because he grew up in England.
I was going to say, I was like, surprise.
It's not really a thing, yeah. So according to one of the producers, he started watching 2 Westerns a night in preparation for directing the show. And every time when he came back to set, he was like, oh my God, okay, I saw this one. They have this shot. I think we should do that shot today. And then he would like recreate shots. One of the more obvious ones is as a reference to Shane with the kid and the dog looking out under the swinging doors of a saloon. They recreate that with Alexander in the episode as well. So there's a lot of things where he was like, oh, I thought that shot was cool. We should do it here. So there's actually a genre discovering process for a lot of people in this episode.
That's fun.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
Yeah.
I hate this part that they had this fucking guy, the guy who plays the Mexican fucking henchman. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the Mexican henchman. Yes,
he's like
the
classic Mexican henchman. He was in fucking Three Amigos, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jorge Cerveza Jr. Yeah,
has the fucking classic. He's in Lone Wolf
or Cervera Jr. I don't know why I said Cerveza.
If you don't make him laugh hysterically, you're doing it wrong.
But also like they should have. They could have done so many things with him because he's been in so many goddamn fucking Westerns as a bandit that like I hate that they didn't do anything with him like funny. Like they had him for like the whole episode. Like that just pissed me off. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's in this. He plays the stereotypical like Mexican bandit in like every Western he's in. And they didn't. They just had him doing like 2 fucking lines. But anyway, so they go to the town and their job is to catch this outlaw named Eli or something like that.
That's their video game objective. For this,
and so they go and they easily beat him up and take him.
Worf just beats the shit out.
Yeah. And so Shane. Alexander puts the difficulty level up to 4.
Yeah.
Out of what? We don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's up to 4. Maybe 4 is the biggest number that there is. I don't know. And so it starts to get really, really hard to catch him. And like they catch him, they put him in jail. They don't knock him out. But before they catch him, the bandit gets upper hand, and the counselor Troy shows up. And she's the one who, she's the one that kind of like subdues him. But at the same time, while he's in jail, they plug in data to the computer.
They're doing that stupid experiment that did not need to be done.
No.
Yeah, it's just a recreational. What if Data could do shit?
Does anyone feel like Geordi has had a running record of kind of fucking up in engineering lately?
This is the second project of his in a row now. He's becoming the new Wesley.
Yeah, it's been a trend, and I'm a little disappointed.
He's the new mad scientist on the ship causing problems. Yeah.
He should be court-martialed. Immediately.
Yeah.
Everyone, really.
I mean, there's been a couple episodes in the past couple episodes where I recall like Geordi being like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Like I fucked up. I
accidentally summoned these aliens from the subspace.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with Geordi. He's got to get back on his game. But
by the way, this is the second time in the series Geordi is growing his beard.
Right.
So the first time he was growing it because he just felt like it. This time he actually got explicit permission from the producers to grow the beard because he's getting married. And he wanted to have a beard for his wedding. So that's why they're doing that.
I mean, I do like that they bothered to talk about it.
Yeah, they're lampshading it specifically this episode because they couldn't last time because he just showed up to set. So
also,
it wasn't in the script
it's
at all.
also fine if he has one suddenly because it's like a beard can grow pretty quickly.
Riker also had a beard suddenly starting season 2. They didn't go, hey, Riker, you have a beard now. So
it's okay.
Yeah, just let him have a beard.
Yeah,
I do wonder if you're a fan who was watching at the time when the beard first appeared on screen, like how freaked out were you? Were fans going like, what the hell? Geordi has a beard now?
Like, were people writing angry letters? Were people like pissed?
I want to know. Did it cause any drama at all?
And then they plug him into the computer and they fuck up. Everything gets fucked up.
Yeah.
And Data now gets sucked into, like, he's Rage Against the Machine. He's like in the machine.
Yeah.
And he's
a little
causing
bit of
havoc.
the programming gets swapped.
Yeah. A little bit of both. Like, it's kind of like gonorrhea. Like he gave the gonorrhea to the computer, and the computer gave the gonorrhea back to him.
Yeah, that's exactly how that works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how he has a Southern accent in the real world.
Oh my god! Oh, that was so good when he said "I reckon," and they're like, "What did you just say? Did you just say I reckon?"
Did you say meow? No.
I kind of like how often they just say things explicitly, where it isn't just a, hey, that was weird, like looking at each other. It's just like, you said reckon. They don't usually just say it out loud like that. And I was very glad to hear Riker say that.
And then at one point he actually like spits into a non-existing spittoon.
Yeah, he spits into like the potted plant.
And then he's walking all strange when he's like out
he's
of the
walking
door.
like he's got boots and he's chafed.
With saliva, he probably doesn't have.
Was it a clause in Brent Spiner's contract that he must have at least one episode where he gets to not be Data every season or more?
I would hope so, because I would get so bored playing Data all the time.
He definitely lobbied for it a lot.
Yeah, I'll bet he did.
Yeah, because it's weird. This is his most defining role, Brent Spiner, right? Being Data.
Right.
But it's weird.
No, he was the scientist in Independence Day.
Yeah, I know. Everyone else.
That's his defining role.
Everyone always cites that as the other role. But that's the thing. It's like his actual natural acting style is big, goofy clown. So it's interesting that the role he became most famous for is Data.
Is android, non-human.
Emotionless android.
Yeah.
So he worked really hard to get a few bones thrown his way.
I think it's only fair they give him a couple episodes where he can express his range of acting ability. And this one he sure does. I love that he steps into everybody's role. And
he does try to embody what that character was. Like,
and also props to Brent Spiner and the makeup crew for keeping his sweat under control with all the makeup and costuming on.
The costumes,
in what apparently was like 100-degree plus heat.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. They were filming in the summer.
No way. Well, God, props to them wearing all those costumes.
Yeah.
God.
And you can't let Data sweat.
No.
You can't.
It'll fuck up the makeup.
I wish they would have done this. Because Data's in the machine and the machine is in Data. I wish the simulation was Data. I mean, so it was his face, but it wasn't. It was how he envisioned that. I mean, like, so he wasn't the color of the android. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you wanted it to be Brent Spiner playing
just regular Brent Spiner.
Kind of, yeah. Like it was Data's interpretation of what that character would be like. I mean, and so it would have even lent more into the thing, you believing like, oh fuck, they're really in fucking Westworld now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, as a logical point of view, that kind of makes sense. Because when Data's in the real world, he's exhibiting their personalities, right? Outwardly, like randomly. He's kind of just being like, oh, I'm a cowboy. So wouldn't that mean that in the Western world, they randomly act like Data? So they act super logical and like straightforward.
I think the cross-pollination that they were trying to show you was like, hey, we have the powers of Data. We can shuffle cards really fast. We're really strong.
Which doesn't make sense.
And we're sharpshooters.
Why would it be powers instead of his personality when it was his personality in the real world? But whatever. It's a fucking weird Western parody episode.
Threats.
It's also funny just to see Data in random costumes.
Yeah. Another thing I hate about Beverly. Back to Beverly. Is that so she loses her script, by the way, on her iPads.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then she goes to engineering, and they're like, "Shit's going wacky, dude. Like, there's a lot of things wrong, but your thing's gone for now."
Yeah.
And like, there's so many things that are priority.
Yeah.
And she's like, "But you will find my script, right?" So
okay, you know what?
So fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here with your script, dude.
It's also funny that when she's doing that first rehearsal, like everyone there looks very uncomfortable. Like they don't really want to be there and do this. They're kind of been like roped into doing this fucking production with Beverly.
Yeah,
and she looks really exasperated.
They don't really look like they're thrilled to be there.
She looks really exasperated. She's almost like, well, out of the 20 people I asked, only 3 people showed up.
Well, Riker's there, but he looks like he's trying to do her a favor.
Yeah, he looks like, okay, I'll try acting,
your
I
star
guess.
Riker looks
play.
like he was dressed in his harp lady's getup. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like
it
he was
looks
ready
like-
to enjoy
yeah.
that. And
He looked like he was ready to
Beverly
go
came
to
through.
bed, and then
Mhm.
Beverly
Yeah.
made him come
No,
to this.
He's about to take a nap. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing about Beverly. Another thing I hate about her. In the beginning, she goes to Picard and goes, "Hey, would you be in my play?" And he's like, "I'll think about it," you know. And then
Mhm.
she gives him the perfect fucking excuse. She's like, "Well, the rehearsals are today at whatever time, right?"
Mhm.
And it was the perfect time to go. You know what? Then I can't make it. Like it's just it's not gonna work out. Like time wise, you know.
I'm making my mixtape right now.
the
Yeah, that's
perfect fucking excuse right there. Like, hey, oh, it's today. Oh, I can't. Not today. Oh, what do you got going? There's something with the flux capacitors that I gotta go check. The dampeners. Because every time they fucking hit us with something, we
Yeah.
go flying out. So we gotta check that. He could have made up anything.
He's
Also,
just trying to be polite.
He's
He's
a
being-
captain, dude. You don't have time to be in your fucking stupid play, dude. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
It is funny that he says, "Well, I'm not really an actor."
Yeah.
We had a
Yeah.
whole episode where he like tried to like
Be
get-
Robin Hood.
or also try to get Data to become more human by directing him.
Oh
Right.
yeah, that's right.
And he's
that's right.
super into it.
Maybe
Yeah.
he fancies himself more of a director than an actor.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to direct. I don't want you to direct me. Really?
And so the scripts, instead of the scripts, they're Data's poetry that they're getting on the iPads.
Good old Ode
Yeah.
to Spot comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and-
recognized it right away. And I love Spot in this episode. He's trying to take care of his kitty.
Yeah,
and feed
he's
him
Doing
the right
very
food.
cat-like things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Spot.
really trying to figure out his diet.
Which, you know what, is I like that they reference how picky cats can be with food. He's like,
It's very hard.
I don't understand why you won't eat this. And he's just like, what? And I'm like, me and Marvin deal with this daily with our cats. It's
Yeah.
so difficult. Every cat has their own little thing that they like.
This
One cat
only likes
likes
chicken.
fish. One
Yeah.
cat likes chicken only. The other cat likes only this. And it's like, oh my God.
This is what you could
Oh.
do. This is what you could do.
Ricardo's like, you could just starve them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you could just
You
throw
could
them out on the
literally-
street.
You could literally not starve them, but like you just give them the food that you want to give them. And then-
they won't eat
Well, here's the thing:
if they're hungry enough.
they'll eat, dude.
No, I can't.
There's tons of leftovers in my fridge, dude. If I'm hungry, I'll eat, even though I don't want the fucking leftovers. If I'm hungry, I'll eat them. Also, I found my cat in the fucking streets, dude.
Yeah.
You're
Street
lucky
cat.
that you're even getting fucking food, dude.
Regular food.
Yeah, so calm your fucking
No,
slow your roll, dude.
Beggars can't be choosers, okay?
Exactly.
But our
can't-
cats are
can't
like,
fucking.
I want to eat something crunchy. I don't want to eat
yeah,
something
our
soft.
cats are weird. They're like, oh, the texture is weird.
No,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I would be
Our
like,
cat-
you know what?
One
I'll
of our
eat you.
cats, Bobby, will literally find differences between different batches of canned wet food. It's the same
of the
brand,
same can,
same type
flavor.
of food, same pate. But if it's from a batch that is like slightly different, he'll look at it and go, something's wrong with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I detect a fourth pig I don't recognize.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like this one, even though I've been eating it for years. I don't know about it.
Something about this one's weird.
Ugh,
Like
So picky, and he only eats chicken.
Yeah.
No seafood, no beef, no anything. Chicken only.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this episode definitely solidified a lot of people's opinions about Data. Like all the
Yeah,
cat people grew to like fell in love with Data solid forever with this episode.
Yeah,
This was the one.
because he's a good cat dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his cat likes him. Remember like the episode where the lady asked him to be her boyfriend? At the end they broke up and it proved that, hey, you know, Data is because she like accused him sort of being like, well,
Yeah.
you're not very affectionate. So I think we should break up. But then Spot loves him. Spot jumps right into his lap. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, he knows how to take
cats
care
are
of
indifferent. Cats
They're
don't
like,
give a
this guy
fuck.
gives me food.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that would be about the same amount of impetus as any owner.
Yeah. I yell at my cat all the time. It loves me. Here's the thing about animals. Animals are great, dude. You love them, but as soon as the fucking grid goes down and society goes tits up, I'm eating every fucking animal I see.
Just right away. There's no
Yeah, right
waiting.
away.
I'm
First things to go are the
my-
animals.
I'm giving permission for my animals to eat me if they need to. They're allowed to eat me. if
They
it
don't need
comes
your
to that.
permission.
They don't need
Well,
your
they don't need
permission.
your permission
They'll do it
for
anyway.
that.
Yeah.
I want them to.
they won't ask for permission.
It would be
They'll
my
just eat you.
last act of love if my body can nourish their body. You know, like that's.
I
nothing
will get
I
in
can
the
think of
first
better.
and take a hold of all your body and harvest some meat before your cats can eat it. Or
And then take
let
the
the
cat,
cats.
too.
I'll let the cats eat. And then I'll eat the cats as well.
You'll fatten up the cats first.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so at this point of the episode is when Data starts appearing as all the characters eventually. So he appears as Eli's dad first,
Mhm.
and then as Eli.
I have a question. You know,
Yeah.
Deadwood. Is Eli Hollander a character in Deadwood or no?
Well, Eli is a character.
Oh, Eli. Okay. So
Yeah.
that is almost a crossover in that way.
Well, I mean, just because there's some historical names they probably
because it's named
looked
on
up.
historical.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. No one calls him a cocksucker though, so it's not historically accurate.
It's the cock sucking that makes it historically accurate. Yeah.
It's fucking Swearingen just yelling from his whorehouse. Get the pigs, he says. So
next 15 minutes, whores are free.
Yeah. So one of the ladies, one of the whores likes Worf, and she wants to sleep with him.
She seems like the owner of the bar or saloon, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's maybe the madam.
She's a madame.
Yeah, the madame. Yeah, there you go.
No.
And then I noticed this. Troy is wearing some tight leather pants, dude.
Oh yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tighter than what would have been found in the actual era.
Yeah. And I was okay with that.
She wanted to put on her
records from that era are spotty at best.
She wanted to put on her nice, comfy, stretchy
she looks
jeans.
good. She looks good. I like the outfit change.
And
but yes, too clean though. Too clean.
And then at one point, like Worf gets shot, and it feels like Three Amigos, where like one of them gets shot off a horse, and they look down. And he's like, real blood, and they go and check the gun, and it has real bullets, and he's like, I'm going to be keeping this. I'm going to report you. It's like, you're in big trouble, pal.
You're in big trouble, pal.
Yeah. And then he realizes it's real, and then he goes back to the other two, and he's like, it's real. He's like, what? He's like, it's real. It's real guns. I wish there was a bit like that in this, when Worf would like figure out like that it's like they can't stop the simulation, because both Alexander and him tried. That Deanna Troi could have done it. Could have been like, oh, it's real. It's real. Yeah. But basically Data starts becoming all the characters, and eventually at the end he even becomes the madame.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
That was a funny bit. Yeah.
But when that happened,
really
I was
funny.
like, where's boobs?
Yeah, they needed to give him some boobs there.
Yeah.
You wanted them to like stuff a fake bra or something.
Yeah, that's like part of the outfit.
He looks so good. I thought it was so funny that they did that.
So basically Eli's dad kidnaps Alexander, and then he wants to trade him for his kid Eli and stuff.
Yeah.
And this looks like it is actually, it's the old Paramount Ranch that burned down.
Oh, this is the one that burned down.
Yeah.
Also, this one's not being used anymore because they had to rebuild it.
Yeah. They never rebuilt it.
Yeah.
Actually,
which ranch? Or like what location?
I think this is a Paramount Ranch. It was up in like by Thousand Oaks, I think.
Okay, because the only location I read about was the Universal Studios, like Western Town. So
yeah, so it's on 100 Universal City Plaza, Universal City,
really,
California. Yeah,
Maybe.
So it's in the back lot.
That's where they shot this.
Yeah, we drove right by it in that little studio tour tram.
Yeah, so I think this is actually the back lot of.
It's funny, and one of the wide shots at the end where they're trading Alexander for Eli, like in the really wide in the back, you see a little. If you look at all the way at the end, you see like a car or something in the background.
You do,
yeah, like or another stage or something in the background.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Let me go find.
That's funny.
I think in a shot or two, I saw like what looked like a modern wire or cable, like on one of the buildings.
Oh, definitely.
I guess it's also overall sort of under dispute where everything was shot, because some of the official documentation said it was shot in Western Town, right?
Oh, but then Patrick Stewart said that he was on the Warner Brothers lot, didn't he?
Yeah, so it's confusing. Unless Patrick Stewart just mistook it. It was like, I don't know what studio.
Yeah, I'm willing to believe that he did misremember what was happening, and he was just like, "Oh, I have a megaphone."
Yeah, I get to be on a crane.
Yeah, that's literally why he was so excited. They got him on a crane and gave him a megaphone. He was really happy.
He was just happy to be directing. He was very happy about it.
I don't know. Well, I know this. So I know this about the Universal lot is that the doors are much smaller than like a human size. just so you give actors more height perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks like they're about the same size in some of the doors. So maybe, I don't know.
Mm.
And then basically they trade, and then Worf makes this thing that'll protect him from being shot. And I think that's so stupid because here's the thing. Here's the thing about this thing. He uses it, and so Eli's dad shoots him a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And instead of going, because he says like, it's only good for like a few seconds, right?
Yeah.
As soon as this goes down, he should have taken out his gun and shot him.
While it's up, he should have drawn already.
Yeah,
start aiming.
And as soon as it goes down, bam! But this is how much time there is, dude. God damn it.
And then because of that, it is a weird setup because he's like, okay, I went out of my way to create this shield.
Yeah.
So that it's like the old Marty McFly trick of I got a shield in this duel. But what is the point when, as soon as he runs out of bullets, his Mexican sidekick throws him another gun, and they end up having a draw scene anyway?
I know, it served no purpose. They should
also, Deanna waits till the force field is done to reveal herself.
Yeah,
I know, dude.
Yeah,
she should have just shot that one dude and then waited and shot the
just start
Eli's
blasting.
Dad.
Yeah, they needed Danny DeVito, man.
Yeah.
Also, after the Mexican guy
just saying banging whores,
throws him the gun from the roof.
Yeah,
he doesn't like do anything else. He could keep shooting. You're on the roof, dude.
Yeah,
you could just
he was out of bullets. He threw his last bullets in the gun.
Well, it wouldn't have been honorable. He had it, he wasn't part of the duel. So
yeah, that's definitely why.
But yeah, he waits till he gets another gun and then he draws, and it's just dumb.
Just to be a cool guy.
Yeah. But anyway, he saves the kid, he saves the town, and then the horror.
I think we forgot the detail where they're trapped. They can't leave the simulation now.
Oh yeah. They keep on trying to end the program, but they can't.
So the main conundrum is that because of the stupid experiment, they fucked up the recreational programming, including food, replicators, plays, and music, and holodeck.
Yeah, I guess it's worth noting
that Beverly wants them to prioritize her play first.
Well, yeah. Like, I do want to bring up that, like, out in the ship, they have no idea how much danger everyone else is in.
No one's bothering to check in on them. Be like, hey, so the holodecks are affected. Should we check to see if anyone who's currently in a holodeck is experiencing something?
It's like, the holodeck does have a history of trying to kill us. Shouldn't we just check if someone's in there? Nah.
Here's what I think is happening in holodeck 3, or 2. Someone's doing a sexy holodeck.
Yeah.
And it goes awry.
This is off screen,
and it fucks him to death, dude.
Or what if you end up like fucking Data?
Yeah,
like,
they fuck Data. They start fucking Data.
Like, oh my god, this is so awkward. And
but then they get into
everybody's.
Yeah, but he's fully functional and trained in all sorts of techniques. So
so
he will know what to do.
Erotic,
maybe he becomes a sexual awakening.
But there's the shock, the initial shock.
Oh yeah.
Once you
I
get
guess that's true.
over the initial shock,
you're like, this could be cool.
And then you're like, I straight it up.
You're like, well, when life gives you lemons.
Yeah, when life gives you datas.
Yeah, he's like, this feels weird, but it feels so good.
Yeah.
Life gives you fistfuls.
Yeah.
His hands are very strong.
That's why it's called a fistful of datas.
We just work with it, and that's okay. And we all saw A Tale of Two Cities. We know that Data is very capable, and it's not such a bad situation after all.
And if they can't leave the holodeck anyway, while this is going on,
that's a Triple X parody, Ricardo.
The parody.
The porn parody.
That was the official name of the Triple X parody, even though it makes no sense.
Yeah. Tale of Two Cities. I was just saying that if you watch that, you would know that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Data will take care of you.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine for sure. More than fine.
Ricardo, I wanted to ask you, because something in the episode reminded me of you specifically, and something you've told us about on this podcast. At some point, Worf walks up to Eli, who is currently played by Data in the cell, lifts him up and says, or basically shakes him and says, "Where's my son?"
Yeah.
Where's my son?
Where's my son?
Hey, it's what Ricardo does.
I do that to the cat sometimes too.
Really? Where's my son?
I put her against the wall and I go, "Where's my son, bitch?"
We say that to our cats too, or we say that to.
Give me back my son.
Yeah, give me back my son is a classic rant awesome commercial line.
But I say, where's my son? I do it to my niece, and she loves it too. She'll go. He's right there. He's right there.
Give me back my son.
So funny.
But yeah, everything ends well, and he almost has to kiss Data in the mouth.
He has to in order to finish the program. They gotta hug.
Well,
I thought they were trying to be like, well, now you have to fuck Data.
Yeah. That's what Barkley set up for you.
There's some cleavage there. There's some cleavage.
A little bit.
Need more.
Yeah,
but
totally
anyway, the simulation ends, and they're like, "Damn it!" Deanna's like, "Damn it!" And they meet up with a Groucho, and then all's well that ends well. And then they never finished the play, so I hope they never did it because it's probably
the play's canceled.
I'm glad.
After they lost the script, the only 3 actors Beverly could scrounge up decided to leave.
And but at the end,
also Jordy never brought it back. No. He's like, that's the only thing we lost. Couldn't get it back. Sorry.
There's with the little sweet moment with Worf and Alexander, and he finds the cowboy hat. He has the hat in his room, and he's like, "Oh, I look pretty good."
That's the famous shot.
And he's like, "You know what? Maybe I am your dad."
Yeah, and he does the little hat thing, and he looks really good.
He's like, Alexander, you're not a piece of shit.
You know what?
And he says that he will hang out with Alexander again.
I know. Yeah. He's like,
I was like, wow, okay, you're such a you're doing the bare minimum, not even the bare minimum, But
it's only because he wants to wear the hat and look cool and point guns at the mirror.
Yeah, but here's the thing. To be fair to Worf. We don't know how they treat children in Worflandia, so it could be that could be the norm.
But
maybe it's like when you're a week old, you're on your own. They just throw you out the nest or something. I don't know.
Worf knows how he was raised by his own parents, and
his parents seem very lovely.
His parents are human, though. They're human.
I know, but he loves his parents.
Yeah, but they're human.
Yeah, but they're human parents, filthy human parents.
Yeah. Ugh.
I like to think that
human love concepts.
Yeah, it'd be great if it ended with like, "Dad, I guess you'll never do the holodeck Western with me again." And he's like, "No, I'm just gonna do it without you."
Yeah, he's all, I have to go back and fuck that.
You kind of ruined it by getting kidnapped. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Worf said that.
And the ship literally. Okay, this part I really enjoyed. Throughout the episode, they had like bits of Star Trek score, but they put in like little bits of Wild West tinge in it. With little clopping hooves and like little guitar, and they really crank it up at the end with the guitar. The Enterprise literally sets sail into the sunset.
Goes into the sunset.
Yeah, they just put a planet there on purpose so you can let it set on something.
It's got to set on something. So
that shot cost so much money.
That was half the show's budget.
Yeah,
sunset shot.
Yeah, I really like the commitment to the Western appeal here in this episode.
It's full on goofball, and I like it.
Yeah. It's great. And Western's hot these days. Everyone loves it. I just went horseback riding the other day, and it was fun.
Do you think? What are you talking about? Westerns are hot right now.
Westerns super hot right now. Beyonce just dropped a Western album.
Yeah, they never went out of style.
Lana Del Rey's dropping a Western album. I mean, I just think it's trendy right now. So this was very on trend with
but also
life.
Westerns definitely did go out of style.
When? What are you talking about? They keep making Westerns, dude.
No, but it's trendy right now for sure. Beyonce dropped a fucking country album.
And also if you're looking at like the big, especially like movie trends that were happening, it was Westerns.
Young Guns probably just came out around this time.
It was like Westerns, and then it became musicals, and then it became 70s like indie cinema. And then it became blockbusters with the coming of George Lucas, Spielberg types.
You can't say coming on podcast, dude. That's dude.
Coming. The second coming of blockbusters.
I mean,
I never really brought this up, but it's kind of amazing to me that throughout this whole show, we've never really made much of a big deal out of every time Picard tells someone to enter his ready room, because he hears the chime for his door. He always goes, "Come."
We should make a cut with all of the times he allows someone in his ready room. Come.
If you know what I mean.
Oh, we know, dude.
Also, did
that
anyone
probably already exists on someone's private hard drive?
Did anyone notice how hairy Brett Spiner's arms are in the jail scene?
So Sarah and I were discussing
it. It is his arm hair. I researched it.
So it's his actual Brent Spiner's arm hair is actually that hairy?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Because we've had like a shot.
It's around 32 minutes in. He's shuffling the cards with Deanna there.
Because there was an episode where a fan
really
sent us a picture of Brent Spiner in a t-shirt, and his arms didn't seem that hairy.
No,
from what
I
remember.
Googled it. His arms are definitely that hairy.
Wow, now that I look at it, they are much
Very
hairier
hairy.
arms than I remember.
Yeah, I want to go back to you're saying that Westerners are back. I'll tell you what brought back like country and Western style, and then
Mhm.
everyone else fucking copied him. Okerville Peck.
You mean Orville Peck?
Orville Peck, sorry, yeah.
I love him. I love
Okerville Peck. Orville Peck, sorry.
You know, Marvin and I are going to go see Orville Peck in Calgary.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking
In
love
Calgary?
Yeah.
Why
we're going.
Calgary?
Because we're going to go to, speaking of country, we're going to go to Stampede in Calgary. And his new album's also called Stampede. I love Orville Peck. And do you like Orville Peck? Because I love Orville Peck. Okay, yay!
And I hate country.
What? Orville is so good. So yeah, me and Marvin are going to go see. Yeah, no, he's like the flaming gay cowboy. I love his new song that came out with Willie Nelson. But anyway, he has a new album called Stampede coming out. That's a duet album, and I'm so excited. But yeah, Marvin and I just got tickets to go see him. Yeah, and he's fucking awesome. I love that guy.
Do you know if like Brett shaved his arms on a regular basis or something, and he just didn't hear?
He wears long sleeves. He doesn't need to shave it.
Yeah, no, those are his arms, Marvin.
Well, because here's one of the pictures a fan sent us.
No, but just Google his arms. Just Google his arms. He could have shaved once, but his arms are normal.
Brent Spiner, hairy, and see what comes up.
It just seems so much hairier in that episode. It almost looks like they added something to make it even hairier.
Well, with the white makeup on the hair, it's going to highlight each hair. You know, it's going to make it look like a lot more.
Interesting.
This is the new mystery that will haunt us for years.
Yes.
Brent Spiner, if you're listening, please email us at contactnewbiestartrek.com. Did they add fake hair to your arms in this episode? But I give this episode, are we on ratings? I want to give this a 9.5.
No?
I
don't think I would go that high. I think I'd give it an 8. I think I'm
around 8 here.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I really like this episode a lot.
I mean, it's fun. But I don't find it a particularly exceptional episode, though. It's like fine. It's a lot of fun.
It's fun and non-offensive, but also very insubstantial. Yeah,
it's just it's the same reason I gave 8 to Rascals. It's like it's fun and dumb, but I don't think I would be like, oh, it's like one of the. You know,
I'm really into Westerns and country these days, so this appealed to me. So yeah, it's probably just a phase I'm in right now, but I like it. I liked this episode. It was fun to see everyone act out of their normal characters, and it was really fun to see Data do all these different characters and see more of Alexander, honestly, because we never see
Seymour Skinner.
A lot of him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's still alive and on this ship. I totally forgot about him.
You think in the new Picard he came back and he's an adult actor and they're like, you got to go blackface, buddy. And he's like, I think it's fucking wrong, dude. And he's like,
I don't think I should. He's like, I've looked back and I think it's
pretty sure Alexander is fully forgotten.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, did you give a rating, Ricardo?
Rating?
Yes.
PG-13. I'm trying to think. I'm going to go 8.
All right.
Wow.
Liked it, but there's always room for improvement.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. It's one of the fun, and again, and similar to Rascals because it's clearly going for a fun tone. A lot of like the dumb stuff, you can just be like, it's because they're doing a thing.
They're doing a bit.
They're another holodeck caper. It's because how else are we gonna have a fun Western stupid episode time? So that's fine. Yeah, I think even one of the producers was like, "Look, it's been 3 seasons since we had a holodeck mishap episode, so we're gonna we get to have one."
Even though it feels kind of like transporter mishap episodes just replaced holodeck episodes.
Yeah.
If it's not a holodeck mishap, it's a transporter mishap.
Yeah, have some sort of mishap.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Well, all right.
Oh, now I want to listen to Orville Peck. Oh.
Well, that was a Fistful of Datas, and this was episode Newbie Star Trek. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Join our member Discord.
Yeah, if you are.
Well, no, you can't just join it. You got to be a member of the YouTube. Yeah,
I said it backwards. Become a member, then you can join our Discord. It'll be fun.
if you're into what we were doing,
What is it? $1.99 a month?
Yeah, you can go to our YouTube and, join our YouTube membership. It's only $1.99. Gives you early access to new episodes, gives you YouTube ad-free versions of those episodes, and now also access to a members-only Discord, which...
And we'll be adding more stuff as we go, as time goes on.
And wherever you are, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you are, give us a rating or review. That's cool. That'd be
helpful. Even a shitty rating, it's fine.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Use a review.
Yeah, no, I'll take it. If you took the time to write that we're pieces of shit and post it as a review, I'll take it.
Also, it's true.
Yeah, I will take it.
Also, if you guys ever would like to send us an email, have us read it out loud on the podcast, you can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com.
First contact.
This week's email is from Adam. And Adam starts off saying, "Hey guys, just something I thought you would like to know. I'm not a doctor, but I saw a video on this. When Star Trek doctors do an operation, they typically wear weird red scrub cult hood things."
That they do.
And I'm going to put a picture of that in our chat right there so you can see. It's of our favorite doctor, Dr. Pulaski, in her surgery scrubs.
Yes.
Yep.
Interestingly, that's actually the worst possible color they could be wearing. Real doctors never, or at least rarely, wear red scrubs because you want your eye to be better able to distinguish between shades of red, especially during surgery.
Oh my God.
You also want to know if someone is bleeding on you. That is more difficult if everything around your patient is red. It's funny that
you reassure your patient by making them unable to see all the blood coming out.
Because they're awake during the surgery.
This is just my sweat on my
I mean, yeah, and when they wake up, you don't want to shock them.
They should have had people wearing gis in the future.
Oh my God.
Just karate gis.
Yeah, karate gis. They're white, dude, and you can see the blood.
Oh my God.
And the belt is their ranking.
You can move your hands around really fast if you need to.
Yeah, these scrubs are the red.
Like, I'm going into the theater, bring my surgical gi.
And then I'm going to the dojo, and he's like, "What's the dojo?" Oh, the operating room.
The operating dojo.
The operating dojo.
Also, if somebody wakes up, like
I need my surgical nunchaku.
If the patient wakes up, if the patient wakes up because the anesthesia wore off, you just fucking knock him out. Boom.
Oh my God.
That's what the nunchucks are for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that far off a surgical 2x4. That's a bow staff almost.
It's sterilized and everything. Yeah.
I love that game.
So it continues. It's funny that Star Trek constantly reinvents technology we have already essentially perfected. And I'm only going into this part because we're about to go into Deep Space Nine anyway. It'll be in the first episode.
Deep Space Nine.
Take Deep Space Nine. When they drink coffee, they use a weird triangle-shaped cup where liquid would clearly get caught in the bottom section. So here's another picture of that. I was doing a bit of preemptive. Look at that cup. So here's a direct picture of that cup as well.
It looks like
that's terrible.
It looks like a little nub from the bong.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So that is what some fans kept joking. That's like, oh, they're drinking out of bongs. And we perfected cup shape technology like 10,000 years ago.
We know that this is a very inefficient cup.
No, actually, this is a very logical cup.
Why?
My mom has one. Some of these, they're harder to tip over.
Right, but as soon as you reach the point where there's no more liquid in the top part and you're trying to drink, you have to go a little bit more, and it'll start splashing out like crazy.
Marvin, on the inside, they look normal. They're just straight down. They're not like, they don't go wide in the inside.
It's a very tiny cup.
It's actually a tiny volume cup.
Yeah, but it won't tip over easily. It's good for coffee.
That reminded me of another funny piece of...
also, you get smoke pot out of it.
Another funny piece of hot liquid container in Star Trek. Picard often uses this tea set in his ready room. So there's a picture of him using it with Beverly. And this is a picture.
That looks so unnecessarily complicated.
There's like
why is it like that?
It's supposed to be, I guess, so that if you have really tight space, you can store 4 teacups at a kettle in one little tray. I guess that's supposed to be.
2
like
girls, 1 cup.
Yeah,
sure.
There's like a cavity to store the cups inside of the kettle almost.
But you got the same problem. These little nooks and crannies are going to...
I know about this.
I don't know about this design. It's a little disturbing, the design. It's not very like aesthetically pleasing.
It's space. It's future. It's like Worf's chair.
Like
It's
another
like-
example of this that I can bring up is the octagonal paper from BSG or Battlestar
Oh yeah,
Galactica.
where they have
There's no
borders as
reason
well.
to cut off the corners of every single sheet of paper in existence.
Space paper.
Well, in the
that's
future,
terrible.
in the future, paper cuts are a big problem, so they had to cut the ends
Yeah,
out.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Also, does Picard? I think that implies that Picard brews the tea himself because he has a whole set. He doesn't just ask the replicator in his own ready room to make tea for him.
I mean,
yeah, when he
could
wants
do it.
replicator tea, it comes out in a glass mug.
Yeah. So this implies that he goes out of his way to do it. So maybe
He
space
could be
is
old
tight.
fashioned. He could be old fashioned every now and then.
Picard definitely seems like the type of dude who would occasionally brew it himself just because he feels like he wants to.
Yeah. So, well, that's our little slight, shallow deep dive into Star Trek weird dinnerware.
Yeah, the world of graduated flasks.
Thank you for the email, Adam.
Thank you,
very
Adam.
much. And thank you guys for listening. We do other stuff too. You can head over to fugitiveframes.com. We have links to all the stuff we do.
Yeah, listen to our Deadwood Would You Stay Tuned podcast.
Yeah,
Cool.
Tank. Check that.
Unless you're a cocksucker.
But next week, we're going to be watching The Quality of Life. Ambiguous title.
Oh,
It could be about
no.
anything. We don't know what it could be about.
I don't know about this one.
The Quality of Life.
The quality of life
Is
sucks.
it like a companion episode to Half a Life?
They follow up. He's dead. And
Yeah, it's like terrible quality.
But yeah, that's what we'll be watching and discussing next week. So see you guys next week. Goodbye.
See you next time.
I hate
Thank you.
Beverly.
There you go.